story, but it's a bonanza for shareholders as oil marketing companies have declared a second round of interim dividends for 2016-17. MK Surana, CMD of HPCL, now joins us. Mr. Surana, good morning. Bonanza to shareholders, but before we discuss that, when will the users of products get the bonanza? Crude is down to below 50. We have rupee surging, and still we haven't seen any kind of move from oil marketing companies on petrol and diesel.
Yeah, good morning, Anuj. Yesterday HPCL and all other OMCs have declared a second interim dividend. And I'm sure that the shareholders will be happy with that because even the first interim dividend was quite good, which was declared somewhere in February this year. Now, as far as the crude prices are concerned, yes, that's correct that is on a downward trend. And we keep a close watch on the product and the crude prices and adjust the market prices accordingly. And we are on a watch. And as and when required, we will make an adjustment to that effect.
Okay, I just wanted to understand, Mr. Surana, what kind of marketing margins are you sitting on? Your GRMs would take a hit, I'm assuming. So is there a thinking that you may want to compensate that via the marketing side? Just trying to understand from shareholders' point of view.
No, there is a mechanism of build-up of the product prices, which starts from the refinery RTPs, then the freight elements, etc. And it is the overall sum total which ends up into the selling price. So it takes care of everything, whether it is a crude price, whether it's the exchange rate, whether it's the cracks, everything it is taken care. And accordingly, the product prices are adjusted.
Okay, Mr. Surana, good morning. But on the GRMs that my colleague Anuj was asking you about, can you give us a little more clarity on what the next couple of quarters could look like? Because Singapore GRMs have fallen in Q4 about $0.3 a barrel. What would your own GRMs be?
We should end up the year with around 6.
Okay, that's $6 a barrel by the end of FY17. What about, say, in the first half of FY18? Would the trajectory be around the same?
Actually, we need to see because there's a meeting of OPEC in May again, and what impact it has got in the crude prices, we need to watch. And which direction the crude prices take, because as you would have observed in last few days, the crude has been heading southwards a little bit. It is below $50 now, Brent crude. But the product cracks had been hovering around 11.5 plus $11 to $12 for both gas oil and gasoline in the recent time, which is healthy cracks. So we need to see about that. But as far as the GRMs are concerned, I have said earlier also, it is a function of the crude prices, it is a function of the cracks, and it's also the function of volatility in the market and our own efficiencies. As far as our own refineries are concerned, we are already doing quite well, and we have crossed the record throughput of any earlier year in this year, just around 8 days back. Means 8 days ahead of the year end. So operational efficiency-wise, we are doing well. Cracks are reasonable and stable right now. The crude prices are moving a little bit southward, and we need to watch all the three, and also need to see whether there is any impact on the inventory losses or something like that.
Okay. Mr. Surana, it's a bit unusual. Of course, it's March end, so the government would also want to take care of its balance sheet. But to have two back-to-back dividends in a month, is this also a bit of a precursor to the mega move that the government has been talking about? Have you heard anything more on that, the HPCL-ONGC merger?
No, these are independent issues. As far as the dividend payouts are concerned, that is the individual company's item. And as a company, we do take care of the aspiration of the shareholders as well as our own growth plans and the profitability on year to year and the distributable profits available. So dividend is a function of that. And so we have given interim dividend yesterday. As far as mergers are concerned, the clarity is yet to emerge, and as and when we have got more clarity, then we will let you know accordingly.
Thank you, Mr. Surana, for joining us. That's the word coming in from